Hey, it's Candice Quinn, and I'm here today to talk to you about non-traditional law students and how that can actually be just the leg up that you need to get your career started on the right foot. Maybe you went back to school after being in a career. Maybe you're juggling a full-time job and going to school at the same time. Or maybe you're just older than everyone else in your section. No matter why you're a non-traditional student, I'm here today to tell you that it is not a career breaker. In fact, if you spin it the right way, it can make your career. You're doing something that most people don't have the guts to do. You're switching careers midstream. You're doing more work than everyone else by going to school and working at the same time. You're doing the really hard thing. But what you don't have to do is question whether it'll all be worth it, because I'm here today to tell you it will be, and I'm going to give you 5 tips so that you can make sure that it will be worth it. Tip number 1, your past career isn't baggage, it's actually your brand. Stop apologizing for being on your second or third career. I cannot tell you how many non-traditional students I've met that have decided to downplay their past career. It's almost like they're embarrassed that they didn't follow the linear path from kindergarten to JD. But here's the truth. Employers are drowning in resumes that are all cookie cutter. When you present your resume with experience in an actual career prior to law school, you will be the one that employers will want. You're going to have actual experience, industry knowledge, and professional maturity. And that right there, it's gold. If you were a teacher, then you're coming in with an education background that can help you understand education law and take that knowledge to the next level. If you were in finance, well, you know how to read a balance sheet, which is something that a lot of first-time law students just don't know how to do. In fact, it doesn't matter what your past career was, because I guarantee you there is some way that you can spin it to show the skills that you had in that career can be marketable to a legal career. Once you have subject matter expertise in any area, you will instantly become more marketable to any employer. So own it, put it front and center. Showcase all those marketable, transferable skills that you developed in your career and get them right out there, right in front of the employer. They are worth more than just the law school experience alone. Tip number 2, you don't have to compete on the same level as the traditional law student. If you're working full-time and going to school at night, well, you're not going to have time to do OCI or internships or any other law clerk program. You're probably also not going to be able to do law review or mock court. You're not going to do any of those differentiators that typical law students look for. But that doesn't mean that you're going to be behind. You also might not graduate at the top of your class, but again, that's okay. You don't need to compete on those terms. Your younger classmates are chasing clerkships and OCI and targeting V20 offers. Meanwhile, you can strategically target roles that utilize the skills that you already have and are bringing to the table. In addition to your subject matter expertise, you have your work ethic, professional maturity, and industry experience. In-house positions, government roles, boutique firms in your area of expertise, these are all opportunities for you to really shine and showcase what you bring to the table. You get to differentiate yourself from the traditional law student in a way that they don't have the opportunity to at all. These employers actually care more about your actual marketable skills rather than law review, grades, or mock court. So go ahead and focus on your strengths and not the game. Tip number 3, network with intention, not desperation. Your networking is going to look different than a traditional law student. They often come across as awkward and they don't have much to add in the way of the conversation. But you have already been out there. You've been a professional. You've been marketing. You've been an adult longer. You have had more opportunities to become socially skilled in conversations. You're actually not starting over at all. You can use the networks that you already have and continue leveraging them into a legal career network. You already understand professional relationships, and you know that networking is more than just collecting business cards and putting them in a binder. So use your existing network. Reach out to former colleagues and bosses and maybe old classmates. Reach out to those contacts and provide something of value to them. Reconnect with them if you haven't been connected. Go ahead and reestablish that connection and let them know that you are transferring into the legal field. They already respect you. They already know what value you bring. Now you let them know that you have a new value that you can bring in addition to the past. And when you're networking with lawyers, don't act like you're begging for a shot. Make them feel like they're begging for a shot from you. Now, don't be cocky, but definitely be confident. You're a professional exploring opportunities, and that's nothing to be embarrassed about. Tip number 4, manage your energy like it's your most valuable asset, because it is. If you're working full-time while going to law school, you really need to set your boundaries. In fact, you're probably running a marathon at a sprint pace, and you can't keep doing that forever. So you do have to be choosy about what opportunities you take and what opportunities you let go by. You can't do everything that the traditional law student does. You'll just burn out. That's a fact. So be strategic. Skip the student organizations and head to the industry organization that you know will add value to your career. Maybe you can't attend every networking event. That's okay because you already have a network. You're not starting at zero like the traditional student. Maybe you study at different times and focus mostly near finals rather than throughout the semester. That's okay too. Do what works in your life. For you. Employers don't care if you were the head of the Environmental Law Society. They really just care that you have the credentials needed to take the position that they're offering. And it's not going to be heading up the environmental law group at the firm right away. So focus your effort on what actually moves the needle, not just what the traditional path says moves the needle. Target grades only in really relevant classes. Target internships or externships only for your specific industry that you know you can do while still working full-time. And build relationships with the professors that you know will vouch for you and that can actually add value. Cut the rest of it, because it's all just noise for your situation. Tip number 5, your age is an asset, not a liability. I've had so many non-traditional students tell me they're worried about their age, and quite frankly, it just doesn't matter. You're never too old to start over, and there will always be a firm that is willing to give you a chance no matter what your age is. That said, there may be some opportunities that just aren't available to you, and that's okay. Just accept that and look for where the opportunities do lie. The employers worth working for want someone that shows up and does good work and doesn't need to be babysat. You've already proven that you can do that, so just keep proving that and you will find the right employer that is a good match for you. In fact, you're probably more reliable than the younger students because you've thought through this career change and you've thought through your new path. You're not going to have an existential crisis in 6 months that big law's not right for you. You're here, you're committed, and you're going to see it through. And honestly, in client-facing roles, this can be a real advantage. Clients want to work with attorneys that seem credible and seem to have a lot of experience. The fresh-faced young kid out of school may not be able to meet with as many clients as you can because the clients simply won't accept that younger attorney's opinion as much as they will yours. So own your experience, own your age, because it can work for you, not against you. All right, those are my 5 tips for non-traditional law students. I was also not a traditional law student, and it all worked out fine for me. I would have been in a much better place if I hadn't graduated in 2010, but it still worked out great, and being non-traditional had nothing to do with the 2010 situation. I also worked with several other non-traditional law students, some who were well into their 50s when they graduated law school, and they were some of the best people to work with. For example, one gentleman that I worked with, he found a job in a small boutique firm where he was the research guy, and he just spent a lot of time researching and writing memos. That was all that he did and all that he wanted to do. It was a perfect fit for him, and I can guarantee you that kind of fit is out there for you no matter what you're looking for. Don't waste your energy trying to fit into a mold that you're just not going to fit into. Figure out what mold you do fit into and look for that position. If you're still feeling stuck or overwhelmed, go ahead and schedule a free call with me. I would love to talk with you about the different opportunities and strategize to help you figure out what the next step for you should be. The link to schedule a call is in the pinned comment and the description below. Bye for now, hackers.